Jason, different listing of the quarterbacks today on the depth chart than what we saw last week. Just what did you guys evaluate out of Saturday? Why has that led to Hudson looking like he's the clear QB1 now again?
Well, I think you go back to Saturday's tape and you watch what Hudson was able to do within the full scope of the offense, and he did a nice job executing the offense. He did a nice job leading our football team. Made plays in the pass game, made plays in the run game, and we feel like right now he's in a position to be that starter for us and to assume the role he had earlier this year. And we'll continue to move forward that way. You know, we fully expect Ryan to be a part of the game plan again this week. That's the way it's playing out right now, and so we'll have a package for him as well. But I think moving forward right now, based off of how Hudson played on Saturday, he certainly did a really nice job leading our offense on Saturday.
So, less likely that it would be kind of like an alternating thing that you had last week.
Yeah, it's probably too early to say right now. We're leaning towards that for sure, but we also want to be able to maximize Ryan's strengths and what he can bring to our football team. And so I fully expect us to be able to utilize both on Saturday. I'd say right now when we line up in practice, it's going to be Hudson taking the first snap for us.
How long have you guys been working on that trick play with the double pass, like the throw to Rigby and then the throw forward?
We've actually had it in the game plan for a couple of weeks, and then you watch what Shamar did, what he was able to do. Obviously, it didn't get blocked up the way we wanted it to get blocked up, but Shamar for a freshman has had an unbelievable amount of poise, week in and week out, and he didn't flinch in that situation. We gave him a reverse a couple weeks ago against Oregon, and he didn't panic. He had the option to throw, and the throw wasn't there, so he just he didn't panic at all with the football in his hands. And I think it speaks to his maturity, especially for a freshman. And then for Shamar to be able to execute under duress on Saturday was huge for us because it set up that 1-yard touchdown run by Devin Mockbee.
How much more are you guys working on gimmicks now than you were in the first 4 weeks of the season?
We certainly are carrying more into games, and from a situational standpoint. And for us, it's that's one way for us to try and generate explosive plays. Because I think when you look at the defenses in this league, yards are hard to come by, and so if you can generate a couple of explosive plays a week by accessing that part of your playbook, then by all means you got to access it. And so we're always going to carry a couple in to every game, and we have going back now for over a month.
Similar to the question I asked Kevin, if you had to pick like one thing that you're seeing in practice that would help you on Saturdays, and it's not getting to Saturday, what would that be right now? Like, where's maybe the biggest lack of translation there?
Yeah, I think for us offensively, it's just being consistent play in and play out. For us, I felt like we've done a really nice job blocking on the perimeter all year, and then Saturday that was not a strength for us. And so how can we replicate the speed of it? How can we replicate the physicality of it week in and week out, play in and play out, while still taking care of our guys and making sure we get them to game day. I thought that was an area that we weren't as good as we had been in terms of blocking on the perimeter on Saturday. But I think for us, it's just being consistent day in and day out, and we got to make sure we're holding everybody accountable. That's coaches and players included. If something's not right in practice, we got to make sure we get it fixed right then and there, and just not turn the page.
Kind of goes into my next question. Is the lack of a run game Saturday maybe the most disappointing thing to come out of that, where it seemed like the offense was humming at times?
Yeah, I felt like we weren't nearly as balanced as what we wanted to be going into it. We felt like we could access the pass game a little bit on Saturday while still being able to run the football. I think we missed a couple of opportunities for sure. Whether it was reads in the run game, whether one guy missed a block, whether we got dented. You look at run plays and plays that we had, and it was one guy, right? And that's that consistency piece of getting all 11 guys to go execute at a high level, play in and play out. It's hard to do at this level because the guys we're playing are on scholarship as well. And so for us, it's that lack of a run game on Saturday hurt us, but we still had opportunities at the end of the game to go win it, and just came up short.
What has kept these guys playing for each other in a season where it's easy to roll over and die? We see nowadays people go in the transfer portal after the 4th game of the season, things like that. That hasn't happened here.
Well, I think it speaks to the guys that Coach Walters has brought in. We have guys that are mature in the locker room. We have guys that love playing football. it speaks to having the right people in the right places, if that makes sense. You know, we got players in the locker room that are policing each other, and while the season certainly hasn't gone the way we wanted it to, if you can surround yourself with high character people that continue to work hard and that have a great deal of perseverance, then you know you're going to be able to keep digging. And right now our building is digging. You know, it's not like we're waving the white flag and throwing the towel in here in any way, shape, or form. We were back to work yesterday, and you know we're going to work on Ohio State right now. We got a great opportunity to go to Columbus, Ohio on Saturday and give everything we have for Purdue University and our fans and our alums and everybody. And you know we still get to put that logo on. We still get to put the P on Saturday and go compete. And you know our guys are embracing that right now, and I think that speaks to their maturity.
Was there anything you think Hudson learned that he showed on Saturday that he learned from those few weeks that he was out?
Well, I think what you saw in Hudson on Saturday is like he did not overthink things on Saturday. He just cut it loose and played. And you know I think early in the season he was overthinking some things, but you look at him right now and he's going out and playing football. And you know on Saturday you saw him make plays with his legs. He certainly made plays with his arm. He put the ball where we wanted it to go. He stood in the pocket and took some shots, and just kept battling. You know, he took a shot to the chin and cut his chin open, and you know he's still battling and competing, and that's who he is as a person. And I think what you saw on Saturday from Hudson was like the full scope of what he can do as a Q. He can make plays with his legs. He has a high level football IQ. He's played a lot of football. And so his experience paid off for him a little bit on Saturday as well. But he also made some big time throws. You know, the throw he made to Jamal Edrin down by the tunnel late in the game was a big time throw. And you know, I think that speaks to his talent level. And you know, moving forward, we got 4 opportunities left. You know, and we're going to go try and maximize as much of those as we can.
I think Saturday was the first time you guys had 4 receivers with 50 yards apiece or more. Is that the type of dispersion that you kind of want to see?
Well, I think that what that tells you is when we're using all of our offensive skill players on the field, it's going to create air for everybody, and we were able to access a lot of that air on Saturday. And you know, we just got to continue to work to stay balanced and to maximize the players that we have out there and find ways to utilize all of them, game in and game out, and it'll give us an opportunity to spread the wealth and hopefully stretch defenses out and make them defend everybody.
Jason, what did you think of C.J. Smith's debut?
Well, I think, you know, when you look, he hadn't played a football game in a long time, and for him to go out and make the plays that he made, it's easy for people to remember play number 1 where, you know, he had that contested catch opportunity and dropped it. CJ was harder on himself than what we could be as coaches, and then, you know, it shows his resiliency and his maturity to bounce back and make several plays down the field for us late in the game. And so he's only going to get better from here. So if that's his basement, you know, that performance on Saturday, then he certainly has a bright future here at Purdue.
Any other question for Coach Simmons?